Okay, great. Let's go into 213. So we'll do 213 till I think about 216, because that's those questions are. These are on contribution and break even. This is a great topic. I mean, it's just so straight. It's literally, we need to cover our fixed costs. That's the principle here. So we're in marginal costing land again. It's telling us that we sell each of these items for £20. It costs us 15. We're making contribution of 5. How many of these units do we need to sell to meet this fixed cost of 100,000? Well, it's simply 100,000 over 5. And that nicely looks like a clear 20,000. So we have there 20,000 units, if you like, as your answer for question 213. Applying exactly the same principles here, we have selling price of 75, variable costs of 50, and therefore contribution of 25. Your fixed costs are currently 100,000. So in order to meet this, if we want to break even first, let's just break even first. So if I break even, that's 100 divided by 25, and that's 4,000 units. That's just to break even. Then it tells me you want me to give you another profit again of 20,000. Well, every time I always make 25 now, I'm just going to divide that as well by 25. You can see that technically I could have just added this. I could have just done 100,000 plus 20,000 over 25, exactly the same thing. But so at least you know what it is you're doing. 20,000 divided by 25 gives you 800. So total, in order to break even and make this profit of 20,000, you will need to sell 4,800. And let's do these ones. So what are we doing here? Company manufactures tables, fixed costs. You're selling each for 100, and the variable cost is 50, so you're making 50. You have fixed costs of 10,000. I'm just going to mix them together now because you can see what I was doing there. So basically, how many am I going to sell? So 11,000 divided by 50, 11,000 divided by 50 takes us into 220 tables, right? 220 tables. And finally, you make one product. The variable costs are, okay, great. So this is kind of the other way around. So they're telling you we're going to sell something. There's a selling price. It's going to cost us £7. Our fixed costs are £50,000, and we do that and we get break even of 20,000. And that's kind of the issue here. What is the selling price? So I'm just doing this probably the long way around, but it's sort of the math way. I'm just going to call this X just because it's easier to call it just in terms of working out, putting it in an equation. So a number of ways I could do this ultimately. I think another way, actually, a cleaner way to do this, I would just say 50,000 over contribution is equal to, if you like, 20,000. So that's a better way to do it. And so that means that the contribution is equal to 50,000 over 20,000, and this is equal to, well, 2.5. So the contribution is equal to 2.5. I know what the variable cost is, so I know the selling price minus variable cost is equal to contribution, and I know that, selling price minus variable costs is equal to 2.5. I know the variable cost is 7, so therefore selling price must be 7 plus 2.5, which gives us a lovely £9.50. So there we are. To question 216. A number of ways you could have looked at this, but as long as you're aware of what it is you're doing, you're fine. Cool, great stuff. And we will carry on with the next set of questions.